going to use blitzkrieg tactics to destroy our enemy. Now, his forces are spread out in the northern forest, but we're going to bring in the big guns to destroy him. Right now, we're using self-propelled artillery, and look at the firepower. They cannot repel firepower of this magnitude. Now, at this point, it's essential to capture these buildings, because by doing so will allow us to start accruing resources. Now, at this point, what I want to do is use tanks against, like, basically trucks. And as you can see, tanks are an exceptional counter to something like that. Now, at this point, I want to get an infantry unit, and I want to buy a truck, because I believe this guy's going to help me move my infantry up a lot faster. Infantry have a very small movement range. And if we want to use blitzkrieg tactics, well, we're going to need to be able to move fast. Each turn, you can see that this building accrues more resources, so if possible, let's go ahead and use jeeps against infantry out in the open. Needless to say, that's another hard advantage my way. And then instead of bum rushing in, that would just leave me open for a counter. We're going to play slow and steady to win the race. All right, infantry are in the truck, and we're going to move them up the road. And then move up to self-propelled artillery. Now, we've got $4,500, and I'm tempted to save up and buy a tank. So let's see what Colonel Beckett here has to say about that. Oh, he's going to attack tanks with machine gun jeeps. That seems a little bit foolhardy, but, you know, when that's all you have available to you. Oh, they're moving in their tanks. Ooh, and they have self-propelled artillery right here that just came out of that factory. That's going to be the thing that we're going to want to destroy the most. And my self-propelled artillery can't hit anything. All right, buddy, you've got to capture this. Now we're going to be able to produce tanks up here. Now, what we're doing here is going to start capturing this flag, move him up so he's in range to fire. And then I want to take out their most powerful weaponry, the self-propelled artillery, which doesn't have the ability to defend itself. Unlike most units that can fire back, this one cannot. So we're going to be able to wipe it out immediately. We still have to worry about their tank and all of these machine gun jeeps. So let's go ahead and soften up the one that's already weakened and just take it off the board. Deny the enemy these resources. Now at 8,500, next turn we'll be able to produce a tank, given all of our resource-producing buildings. So we'll end our turn, and let's see what Beckett does on turn 3. I'm a little bit worried his... Oh, yeah. These machine gun jeeps in Blitzkrieg, you know... Oh my gosh, they just wiped him out. Is that a heavy tank or something? Oh, he just captured the building! You dirty dog! We're gonna have to destroy this tank, and we're gonna have to carefully use all of our available units to do so, but you should be able to destroy him. All right, can 5 tanks take on 3? How many are we gonna kill? All of them. Wait a minute, that was a major coup. All right, this truck is no use up there, so we're gonna pull it back. And I just captured it. I can't take it over this time, so we're just gonna get a tank out in the battlefield and be able to move him up next turn. Let's eliminate this tank. Remember, the advantage goes to the attacker, and this should hurt that guy pretty badly. Oh, look at this. They're fighting in the river. I feel like this is just like Navy SEALs encountering enemy special forces in the river and having a little battle. So with that, turn 4, Colonel Beckett, what do you got for me? The special forces are going to engage my self-propelled artillery. We took a little bit of damage, but we didn't lose any material. All right, we can call the artillery on the only target available, which is the jeeps. Now, this is going to secure our beachhead, but the big battle is the next one. And the tanks fire on the jeeps, and they're destroyed. Did anybody ever play Advance Wars? It was such a good game. We're going to have to eliminate their troops, finally, now that they've gotten out of the river. We've found the Special Forces units, and we've eliminated them. Now, with all of the enemy units destroyed, it's on to the bigger. So the enemy we're fighting are known as the Wastelanders. And when surveying the battlefield, they've got a pretty interesting new unit over here. It's a multiple rocket launcher system. But look at this. We've got something called a Rhino, which looks like a bit of an engineering vehicle. And look at this, the giant tank. This is why I was saying this is the biggest battle. We want to use this thing. Now, if we're going to want to do that, we're going to want to take as many of these buildings as possible to start accruing resources. And the less units we lose, well, the better. Wait a minute. It looks like this thing can push him into the water, which would be cool. We also have a sniper. So it looks like he's going to be good against infantry and light armor. Now, this is interesting. I've never seen this before, so let's see what a bunch of rhinos do. Oh, wait a minute. They just ran them off the field and pushed them in the river. We also have a heavy tank on the battlefield right now, so that is a $22,000 investment. Something could be said for buying a truck, but let's see how much money we get. So the Wastelander's named Reaver, and he just took a base, which is giving him the ability to produce infantry units and armor right out of his new headquarters over here. I'm a little bit worried about this artillery piece. Against my better judgment, we're gonna move the Rhino out there. So we got $10,000. It's gonna take a while to produce a giant, so we might get a rocket launching system ourselves first. I'm a little bit nervous as to what he's gonna do. Man, he is taking over so many buildings, and he's moved his lightly armored vehicle into the trees. Can we shoot it? For 42% of the damage? That's fantastic. The only issue, though, is that this guy's going to be ripe for a counterattack. But there's nothing we can really do about that. Look at these guys. Now, these are the Special Forces units. Now, if only they were armed with 50 caliber bolt-action rifles. Wait a minute. Okay, so what happens here? If I hit this tank and push it into that infantry unit, will it destroy it? Let's find out. Ramming speed, boys! Ramming speed. Now, this is blitzkrieg tactics. I just pushed it into the river. And by the river, I mean a lake. What the heck? That is awesome. All right, can this guy get there? He can. That's fantastic. We need that. And we're going to move an infantry feint up the northern part of the river here. We're at 14,000, so we only went up by 4. At this rate, it'll take 2 more turns before we can even produce one more of those guys. But what we can do is get a rocket launching system out. All right, let's see what the enemy's got up their sleeves for their counterattack. As long as they don't destroy this Rhino. Uh-oh. Wait, what is this? Are these the rocket launchers? Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. About 40%. Oh, and then they got the self-propelled artillery. I think our Rhinos, while they did a good job at knocking 2 vehicles into the drink, they've taken an absolute beating, and now we might just get finished off by their tanks. Wait a minute. We still have 1 left. Will we be able to move anything into the water? Oh, no. My special forces got caught out. Oh, these things are barely alive. They're trying to finish them off with infantry. It's kind of cool because this is a unit. Oh, he's returning fire at least. How is this thing alive? That is the, like, bravest unit I've ever seen. Now, I should be able to knock this back. This is your last charge. You knocked 1 tank back? All right, I would say that this guy did his job. Now, the good news is we've got heavy tanks out here. They have no heavy tanks. The supreme unit in the game, the giant, in action against a very, very weak and already weakened opponent, the machine gun jeeps. Absolute destruction. We're saving up. We want to produce out of this factory in the south. I am scared of these things. I feel like when it comes to games like this, I love artillery the most. Now, this isn't what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting them to focus on my light tanks. I thought they were actually going to go after this bulldozer. Now, I'm in trees, so I have an added defensive value, so I wouldn't take as many losses out as I would have normally done. I think we got to move these infantry back. I'm surprised this unit is still alive. Who would have thought that using ramming speed? Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to be able to hit this with my heavy tanks, so that light tank column is probably kaput. Not totally eliminated, but down to like 10% strength. Go ahead, snipe one of them. Where's the bullet? The bullet bounced off his helmet. I think we need a unit now. So we're going to put him on the road so he can move fast. All right. Rockets versus the biggest status unit on the field. How much damage are we going to take? About 25%. Now self-propelled artillery. I'm thinking maybe 20%. Oh, yeah. We're down to about 60% capacity. And the infantry are engaging my rocket launchers. You dirty dogs. Oh, no. Machine gun jeeps are hard countered to infantry. They're eliminated from the battlefield. And this sniper, you fought the good fight, soldier. Oh, the Rhino might finally fall. Yes. All right, so now we have to be very, very smart with how we do this. First things first, attack the self-propelled artillery, which cannot return fire. Can this tank? Oh, yes. Okay, we are in what is known as the business. You may fire when ready, gentlemen. Katyusha rocket launch successful. And I need to push these infantry off the field. But one of them will survive because it said we would lose about 2% strength here. But that's an exchange that we can afford. So the good news is that the rocket launchers didn't target the big tank. The bad news is they're still shooting at us. Oh no, these guys are smart. They just focus down. I'm pretty sure I just produced that tank. And they're triple flanking it? Oh, he barely survived. How cute. He popped a tire probably. Oh, look at that. Navy SEALs. Dude, I don't even think we like took any damage on that. That was really foolish to put your troops in the water and attack this. Okay. Ooh, that's fantastic. So we can take out the light vehicle here. I don't know if it's going to be eliminated, but it'll definitely be down to maybe 10 to 20% strength. Yep, about 20%. All right, so the infantry can't do anything to us. They just produced a tank, though. So we'll kill the self-propelled artillery and go for the multiple rocket launching systems next. Let's capture this. Try to, anyway. Yep, I thought this would work. Look at that. We've got the hard counter, the APCs with the heavy 50 cal machine guns on the top. And then we will target these guys and take them out. Now we've got $7,000. There's not a whole lot that we can purchase that will help us. He's got infantry on the field. I think it would be best to save up. This battle has been brutal. It has been hard fought, and it's not even over. That rocket launcher is wreaking absolute havoc on it. We build a unit, and they just focus fire. Our enemy loves to kill damaged vehicles. Fortunately, they're going to wipe out their infantry in a foolish attack that will do nothing. But hey, another self-propelled artillery unit. But they did put this tank into my area of influence here, so we can return the favor of the power of the rocket launcher. Now, I could take out the enemy tanks. That wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't do anything either. All right, let's get another tank. And do I kill the tank or do I target the rocket launcher? They just got another one. Now, if this guy goes up, he's gonna get countered by the tank, the rocket launcher, and their self-propelled artillery. I've got to take this thing out. I've got pretty powerful defensive fire, so taking out something that I can't defend against, plus I don't think he can shoot at me with that. He'd have to use the other two units. Whoa! That was an interesting move. He just rushed his tanks up. Now they're weak tanks too. All right, let's eliminate this light tank. But it was a pretty decent delay. Let's destroy their rocket launchers once and for all. Now, if this heavy tank unit survives this campaign, I will be wildly surprised. We have this tank that can't do much, but I guess it could be a distraction. Just survive. Just hold the line. It's a lot of artillery. Oh, we're down to one heavy tank, and now they're using machine gun jeeps, which I'll be able to return fire, so I should at least wipe out, what, 2 of them? Now, I'm shooting at him, but I don't think it's doing anything because although we have one tank, it's like got a percentage point. I'm hoping he's in range. Now with $7,000, there's just nothing we can buy. But if we can take this, they can't produce any units. The only thing that I have as powerful up here is the 2 units down south and the rocket launching troops in the trees. Is this the moment? Dang, they survived for so long. Oh, infantry caught out in the open, but another rocket launcher? Well, we've got rocket launchers of our own. All right, we're gonna soften this thing up. It's gonna do something, not a lot. We have to do as much damage to these things as possible and take out as many of them. So maybe he only has 1 next turn? Yes, that was huge. Now at this point, we gotta get a tank up here. All right, tank, take out at least 1 or 2 of those trucks. Ooh, we'll eliminate these jeeps. We'll move our rocket launchers up. Right, well, as far as we can go, I guess. We're gonna hit this guy from here. He's probably gonna be alive next turn, but it's like, I have to use this guy to weaken this, or else he's gonna really, really hurt us. But I just realized that like we're in his firing radius, so it's like a 1 in 4 power. And we'll get another IFV. Fire in the hole! Oh, I was like, we survived it. We did not survive it. We lost another light tank. Light tanks are like the unit that apparently I just lose the most. And they bought a tank. Okay, that's not ideal. But we got a tank first, and we'll be able to hit their tank. This will wipe that guy out. We'll take out their rocket launchers. And then with this, we should be able to take out their self-propelled artillery. And then we'll get the first hit. Ooh, and defensive cover on their tanks. And the battle's finally turning our way. I can see success. He left himself out in the open and vulnerable, so rocket launching system, massive artillery firepower. We have achieved victory. That was a brutal mission, but this is what can happen when you use superior artillery and heavy tanks to win the day. So this is Warside, and if you guys want to see more, well, pull the trigger and let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.